Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to FM23 Youth Factory. This is episode number 9. Even though the season just ended, I was looking forward to getting towards the beginning of the next season before even starting the next episode. Days later, well, there's news, so we're back. The board wants to discuss some club improvements, and it's a surprising one because just a year ago they backed off on our youth level, and it looks like we're coming back up. And just like that, we are going to be back to the highest level on our youth setup. So we are now maximized with our youth. This could be one reason why we saw a drop off in our second intake versus our first intake. And actually, no, we still would have been level 1 setup last season. It would have just now ticked down to level 2. And the moment we've ticked down to level 2, it's like, whoa, wait a second. We're semi-pro now. We need a category 1, and then you want to take it back up, but it's not instant. It's going to take a year to make it happen. New year and new takeover messages persist, so it's possible once again that we could be having a takeover. Also, after spending so much just before the end of the year on upgrading our training facilities, that actually caused a net loss for the year that took away any tax hit we would have had. So that's actually a really good way. Spend the money, don't keep the money, and that's a good way to avoid having that extra expense coming. We do have 3 new sponsorship deals now that we're semi-pro. Decent amount of money coming in. However, in the grand scheme of things, that's still really small. Our minor security, the minimum security over contracts, has kicked in twice this summer. With Craig McDonald and with, let's see, who was the other one? Charlton Redknapp, each getting signed on freeze to others as they were turning 17. There already has been increased interest, even though it's just mid-June right now, increased interest on a couple of our guys, including Ashley Jones and Brody Bick, with decent offers coming in that are already on the high side of their valuations, which means there's a decent chance that we could be losing one or both of those players before too long. And Ethan McLaren, who we lost for $4,000 with potentials up to 17K, is already valued at 14 to 19 mil for Sheffield United. 19 million, and they paid us literally pennies comparatively to that to sign him away. It's disgusting that we can't receive better compensation when their value instantly jumps out that much simply because of the reputation of the club. That's and the reputation of the league that they play in. That combination, that is going to continue to hold us back for a while because we are going to lose other players. Presumably one or both of Bick and Jones, for example, in a similar fashion. We're going to lose them for 15, 20,000, and then they're going to instantly be valued in terms of millions. Not like McLaren. I mean, McLaren's clearly better current ability and better potential ability to both of them, but those are still big-time players that we are going to lose for next to nothing. So as much as that is infuriating, that is the nature of the game right now, and that's the nature of the minimum security. The only good news is there's at least some security. I get to hang on for a while yet. McDonald, I get to hang on for a while yet. Redknapp, and that'll help us continue to progress. But we do look likely to lose a couple more guys and have to replace them, which means we'll have to bring up a couple of those, young U18s and, guys that are 45 current ability, depending on position anyway. Some others that are hurting. I mean, there's not a lot down here in our U18s that is quality. Sadiki is the best potential ability, but he's only a 33 current. Of course, if he came up and started playing, we'd hopefully see that push to a 40 relatively soon. And we've only moved up 1 division, so the ability of the league around us is probably only 10 points better. We're still going to be significantly better than them, so even if we lose a couple guys, we shouldn't have much of a problem filling in gaps and still drastically outperforming this league, which is why I said regardless of what happens, we should be cruising for a few seasons until the league really, really rises up and we are more or less stagnating. But how much are we going to stagnate, right? We're pushing that training facilities along. I'm waiting for the technical turn into the new year. There's should be another small boost to our reputation that kicks in at that point before I start to do staff. I hired a couple coaches for our development teams, and they're already gone. They've already signed to be head coaches for other teams, so we're gonna have to refill those vacancies as well. But this is the year, now that we're semi-pro, that I will start filling out our staff. New year, new rankings, and we are no longer in the cellar of the rankings as we were a year ago. Remember, we had started dead last, but after 1 year, we had only climbed up a few spots out of all the teams. Of course, that was from nothing to something, and that was with a current ability 1 team, so it was good to see. But now, after a successful season, you can see just how much we have moved up. And most of what you're seeing here, the teams that are in leagues are absolutely in that 11th tier, because normally it doesn't quite go this deep. And you can see just how well we've climbed up. We are well above. Now, of course, most of these are, your reserve teams, your B teams that are playing as senior teams down in this lowest level where they are permitted to play. Well, we have climbed a long way up the list already in just 2 seasons, really just in the 1 season, as we hadn't gone up much from there. But such is the nature of the season we just had and how far we have come already. Now, for reference, if you look way over here to the right hand edge, we have a scroll bar. The scroll bar is right here. Now, Premier League is way up here at the top of that scroll bar. Last year we were way down behind the face cam at the very, very bottom of the screen of the scroll bar. We are currently almost a third of the way up. It's more than a quarter for sure. I'd say not quite a third, so maybe 30% of the clubs in the entirety of England are now behind us. So that is substantial progress. Speaking of progress, as previously mentioned, we are a team based in Cornwall, Land's End. So we're right on that southwestern tip of the country, and we have that side mission of becoming the best, not only in Cornwall County itself, but the greater southwest England region. It's a process. We've now climbed out of the 11th tier into the 10th tier. We've now climbed in reputation. So where do we stand now? Not necessarily in the reputation side of things. I don't have an accurate marker for that. There's just too many clubs. We just saw we've climbed above a third of all of the clubs in England. I mean, that is substantial. That is, I think realistically we're now higher in reputation than some of the teams we're going to be up against in this 10th tier. Maybe more so. We'll try to check in on that as we progress. However, here's that comparison, at least in terms of the ladder. That 11th tier that we just left behind. The St. Piran League is split up into a West and East division, but all of that is Cornwall. All of that is across. We were just the more western edge because obviously the western tip, right? That is 33 clubs that were playing there. So we just left 32 clubs behind. We just got ahead of 32 Cornwall clubs. That's progress. That is absolute progress, because now the number remaining in front of us, I mean, we've caught over a third of them. So we are making some pretty rapid progress. So just as we've eclipsed a third of the clubs across the country, we've eclipsed over a third of the Cornwall clubs. So good things happening on that front. By the way, I don't know what happened with it, but the county did not approve the plans that we had for that minor upgrade. So our stadium upgrade, where we were going to add 125 seats, was not approved. So it, for now, remains as a 1,000 all-seater with no work happening at the moment. Board wants a budget increase on what we can spend on staff, which is nice because, we're at that point. For those familiar playing with the game, it's really tricky to hire staff when you don't have an assistant coach, because the assistant coach can allow you to exclude others from search that aren't willing to sign with you. So finding the assistant coach is always the first step. We have that. A little bit at random in that one. It's you limit your search down to very low reputation individuals, and then you take the ones that are the best and try, and they say no, and then no, and no, and no, and no, and no, and no, and no, 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 and somebody willing to sign. And you start from there. Then you can start building out, and then you can actually even start finding a better replacement for them soon enough. People management very low, judging player ability and potential very low. Working with youngsters is the only thing he's got besides some determination and discipline. You gotta start somewhere, right? And it's time to bid Ethan McLaren farewell for good. He heads off to Sheffield United, to their U21s, because that's how good he is right now, that he's already being promoted there, not stuffed away in their U18s. I wouldn't be surprised if they send him out on loan, though, but if I were them, I'd keep him around for at least half a season to train with the club. So in his first season, he had 4 appearances, 4 goals. Of course, that was immediately after the intake, and a very high rating at that. This last season, it was split from before the deal till after he was loaned back to us after the conclusion of the deal to Sheffield United. The finances were so low that it's showing up as a free transfer. Jeez, it wasn't a free, but okay. It was like a free. He scored 21 goals last season, 12 assists, 8 player of the matches, and he's now lifetime got 30 appearances, 25 goals, 14 assists, 8 player of the match, and an 8.18 rating. He will be sorely missed, but we will be fine, barring that we don't lose half of our team in the coming transfer window. It's 1st of July. We've got a couple months and plenty of potential to lose at least a couple more players in a similar fashion. If we are fortunate, they will be loaned back, and that's something I will try to work into those deals, is a loan back, so that we at least get them for the remainder of the season until the next intake kicks in, and we can find replacement players through that. Otherwise, the quality of our team will absolutely trend downward with our best players leaving each season. As we're ready to kick off the season, we are, of course, the odds-on favorite, and comfortably so, 1-91 odds, with Rochester at second at 25-1. So huge advantage over everybody else. No surprise there, as we're still only in the 10th tier. Of the Media Dream 11, we have 10 of the players at the top of the list. So looking very, very good on that front. McLaren, of course, would have been the top player there, but he is now out. His replacement, total unknown, having yet to start a match. I can see why he doesn't come into that Media Dream 11. But there you go. There you have it. We are set. We are ready to kick off a new season. Let's look at the staff and then start that first match. I now have a replacement U23s, U21s. I still have my U18s. So all of our 3 development teams have a head coach. I'm not worried about the staff otherwise. Eventually we'll have a general manager, and those hires will kind of happen, but some of them have happened anyway, even though we don't actually have a general manager. But here is what we do have with the staff. I now have an assistant coach in Gary Jones. That's the one you saw. But added to that, we now have a head of development in Simon Ainge. He's decent for this level. Working with youngsters is an 18. Player ability and potential is a 10. I wasn't worried about what formation he has for now. It was getting some quality. Personality and all of that is a factor in what you get. Your head of development is a key component of your intakes. But I started with the quality side and the reputation side to make sure that there's still some quality players coming in. I can retrain positions. We got a fitness coach, Tony Kirby, only a 5 in fitness, but he's got some decent supporting mental attributes. And then Kevin Phillips comes in as a lead guy for us. A little deeper into what Ainge provides. It's wing play. It's 4-3-3 with a defensive mid and wide. And that's close to our formation. I mean, that's just about on what we do. For that, that's going to be helpful. Direct play style. His personality is balanced, so at least it's not a negative. All in all, he's all right. On the training side of things, I've had to go from coaching every single category till now. I have a little bit more and actually ready to make another change now that we have our U21s coach in place, and he offers us something a little bit different. Let's see, what is his defensive? Can we go well, he's not good technical. I'm guessing it's going to be close to the same. It is. All right. So I'm down to having to coach 5 categories. I may start to actually see a little development because I was spread too thin before. And myself as head coach had 0 development. In fact, I'm worse than I was at the end of last season right now. But with 5 staff members in place, we have 5 sections that are 2 or 2.5 stars now. It's not good, but it's a hell of a lot better than what we had. We will get some improved development. And of course, that next training facility upgrade is coming. So that combination of factors, better staff, not spread thin, better facilities, we might see some development. Better competition as well, barely. And the season kicks off with our title rivals as our opening match of the season. We're at home for this one, so obviously we're heavy favorites regardless of who we're playing against. But if somebody's going to rival us, if somebody's going to challenge us at home, these are the guys poised to do it. Can they do it today? Or can our team get the job done without McLaren from here on out? We definitely have a decrease in quality with Gordon at that right wing, but he's actually still better than Atkins. So we'll see how quickly we can get the job done. Ball from Redknapp to Bick. Free header like that needs to get that on frame. Does not. We've already had 4 attempts in 20 minutes. Half an hour played. Across the league, there's been lots of goals here on this opening day, but not from us. Can we do better? Here's Gordon, his first chance to shine. Lays it off for Redknapp. Atkins finds the ball in. McDonald, close range header. Needed to go more towards that near post, but the keeper, fairly easy pedestrian save there. McDonald, nice. Find the space there. Atkins over the top for Gordon. Gordon, good control, but he's going to take himself out of space. Eventually does find the pass for McDonald, who slots it in. Keeper got a piece of it, but it rolled off. It looked like his ankle or something like that on the way through towards goal. Gordon takes that off the chest. I didn't like how he pulled it back, but he does eventually find McDonald. I don't think that was the keeper. That was off a defender. Emmington possibly gets a deflection on that. It didn't look like keeper had much of a chance of a save anyway. Redknapp back inside to Gordon. That's deflected. Corner. It is 1-0 as we approach half now, obviously. Brooks loses that one in a dangerous position, unfortunately. But no worrying highlight following that one. Second half gets underway, and the one player who's really struggling right now is Bick. Nice. Atkins, good play. Looks like he got squeezed out. That ended the highlight. Brooks keeps control. Jones, nice cut in. I thought he found that space there. Looked like a great shooting opportunity, but good block from the defense. McFadden, Brooks, over the top for Bick. Offside? Flag raised. Yeah, all 3 of them are well offside. Music, nice control. Out to Redknapp. Redknapp uses the space given to him, but then runs out of it. And we try again. We reset. Now Atkins. Now Brooks over the top for Jones. Jones is going to get there in plenty of time. Thought he maybe had too heavy of a touch there, but defense doesn't punish him. And then he threads the needle. McDonald earns the corner. Jones takes the corner. We do not win that header, though. Gordon lays it off for Jones. There's the cross. The attacking player coming from a bit too far out. Defense wins that header. End of highlight. Now we've played 56 minutes. Brooks inside of McFadden. Can he turn? No. He finds Atkins, though. Atkins just over the crossbar. It dips a little too late. Great interception from Redknapp, and he immediately starts running all the way to the byline. Gordon inside Atkins. Easy cross there. Jones, nice finish. His first goal of the season. And that is probably going to be enough. But we still got a little more work to do to see this one out, as he was lingering at the far post, just keeping himself on side there. One defender very much ball watching and not lining up with his teammates, adding a yard of space that we could use. 13-1 on the shot attempts, 1 hour played. McFadden having a rough day, not happy. What do I have? Do I have anything? I got Chris Webb. Chris Webb it is. Gordon, free kick. Blocked. And then blocked again. Grabbed by the keeper. Another corner. Another chance. We win that header. Laid off for Brooks. Thought he was going to take the shot a little bit earlier. Not sure if that was the post or the keeper bailing us out there. Bick's having an awful day. Let's go ahead and bring on... No, not Fish. Fish is coming back from a minor injury. We'll do Thornhill. Gordon finds Jones inside. Cuts inside further. Multiple deflections. Off heads. Then cleared. Webb. Brooks. Ooh, had Webb again, but didn't take it back out to him. By the way, they've added 2 more shots to what they're doing. Still no Thornhill change, because screw this game and that silly addition of confirmed changes. Oh, great chance for Bick. He's having a rough day. And the match finishes with a 2-0 win to open the season against our title rivals. They never looked threatening. A 0.1 XG for them. And we were definitely closer to a third goal than we were to calling 2 goals good. We certainly had the extra XG. We just didn't have very many shots on target. And, you know, we are facing better opposition. How much better is the rest of the league, or is it just this opponent? But 8 shots on target, only 2 actually beating the keeper. 75% save rate. Seen worse. There was not a single day in our last season where we were ever in a spot other than first place in the league. But only winning by 2 goals in the opener and 3 teams winning by 3 goals will see us open the season, match day 1 anyway, 4th place in the league. Definitely have some more work to do to stamp our authority over everyone else. But again, that was the best team we're going to face in the league, and it was still comfortable. But can we get through this season? Matching last season, we were undefeated. But we did have a draw, so it wasn't a perfect season. Can we get a perfect season? I'm going to venture to say no. I don't think we're in a position to get a perfect season. We certainly don't have a McLaren to lead us, and there's still a good chance over the next few weeks that we lose either Bick or McDonald in particular. So that's very likely to happen. I'm predicting we're going to lose at least 1. And that drop in quality means we're going to win the league comfortably, but I don't think we're facing the same near perfect record that we had a year ago. That's going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there, and bye for now.